My name is Kaino Akasha. I'm 18 years old. I go to Orange Coast College and I draw. I usually draw people, particularly faces. I draw animals, different kind of sci-fi things, and just kind of abstract, imaginative art that just comes out of my head. I think that the thing I dislike the most about art would be I have creative droughts that are really frustrating, where I'm always trying to draw, but sometimes I just have these dry spells where I just can't really come up with anything that I like creatively in respect to that, and it just gets frustrating putting all this stuff down on paper and not seeing results that I want. Piece of art that I've made that I think conveys the most emotion for me was a drawing slash painting that I did of myself. It was a self-portrait, and I was kind of just in a fetal position, kind of with my head down, and I was just and then the rest of it I just painted black around it, and it was just like, it was at a time where I just felt really alone and just really alone, and I was just really down in the dumps and not feeling good, and I guess that was one of the paintings that I've done that really just held a lot of emotion for me. Something that gets really frustrating about art for me is when I have this drawing that I've just put a lot of heart into, and I feel like a lot of creativity was successfully put out on paper, and I put it on the gram and I get an average amount of likes for it relative to how many likes I get for my pictures, and then I come up with a crappy 10-minute drawing and I just slap it on the paper and I put it on Instagram, and it gets like 100 likes, like 100 likes more than the thing that I like, and I'm just like, come on. I've never really been interested in selling my art. I think that it's a gift, and I think that gifts are meant to be given away. So I draw because I love doing it, and people have asked me for art before and asked to buy it. I've never sold it to them. I would just give it to them or just make them something, just because I think that it's, and I always give them the originals just because I think it's a lot more personal, and it means more to a person to be given something than to have to like buy something like it's commercial. And I've never really been into that. I've always liked just giving them something for the sake of giving. While I'm drawing, I usually listen to music or soundtracks. I have a couple of composers that I really like listening to while I'm drawing. I listen to radio sermons on the internet. I try not to watch any TV or anything that's going to be very, very distracting while I'm doing it, because I am easily distracted. So I like to keep myself focused. I like to just sit in one spot and just be by myself and just really, really get into the drawing. The only people that I can think of in my family that draws would be my grandfather, my dad's dad, who is a really great illustrator. He's really talented. He's drawn my dad and other landscapes and architecture. He's not particularly fond of my art just because it's not as realistic as his, but that's just, I could admit there's certain art that I'm not fond of, which is okay. No, it's not particularly important to me to make my art, to establish my art as distinguishable among other artists. I think that it'll speak for itself, but it's not a particular aspiration that I have that I'm gonna be so focused on. I'm just gonna make the art that I like, and it'll speak for itself whether it stands out. I think if I was to categorize my art in a certain style, it would definitely be abstract. But I think surrealism would probably be the closest call that I could make to my art. People can find me and my art on Instagram. It's at Art by Kainoa, ARTBYKAINOA, Art by Kainoa.